Welcome everyone. We are now live. Better late than never. As Scott said, it's on Wicked Standard Time. And so thank you for your patience there as we were getting ready to get started. We had some technical difficulties, but we're back and we're better than ever. And so today we have with us Scott, the creator of the Wrath series of comic books. And um and so yeah, welcome Scott. We're really excited to talk to you about your comic book, which is now crowdfunding on Kickstarter.
Yeah, thanks again for having me. It's been a while since we've had a sit down talk with, the publisher.
Mm-hmm. Sure has. Yeah, how have you been doing?
Oh, busy, trying to get this thing off the ground and, trying to just juggle life at the same time.
No, I bet. Yeah, there's a lot going on your plate right now.
Yeah, but
And
making the most of it, and it's been rough campaign, and
yeah.
you got to ride it out and go down swinging.
Yeah, and that's and maybe we could talk about that at some point, but definitely it seems like crowdfunding scene is a little tough right now all around.
I feel like the game has changed a little bit,
Mm.
and I didn't adapt as well
Mm.
as I could have. So
It's tough
that's
too. A lot
yeah,
of times it's easier to see things in hindsight, that's for sure.
exactly. So like I'm trying to stay positive and push till the end, but I'm also at this point, looking at what's next if we don't make it.
And that's the thing I always appreciate about you is I know you guys aren't gonna give up and you're gonna keep trying to get this book out in any way you can and so that is the nice thing about you guys, I think, is your tenacity and your drive.
Yeah, we got our little rage puppies pushing us along, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
um it's we've had our stumbles, and we've learned to pick ourselves up, and that's I think key to the process is you've got to be able to sit down and see what's holding you back, and
Mm,
adjust and come back at it.
nice, man. Well, that's a good attitude to have, for sure. And you guys are crowdfunding your fourth chapter now, which is really exciting. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, just getting this far is
It's pretty incredible.
yeah, I'm so happy that we're even this far into it. It's just like you're hoping that, like, okay, things should be getting
Mm.
easier. And sometimes it just things change, and you got to anticipate that. And if we don't make it this time, like I said, we just got to change up to you know what the current market is.
True. And speaking of change, there's a lot of changes gonna be in coming in this new chapter. In the last chapter, we kind of had the growing mystery surrounding what's going on and the strange things that are happening in the town. And maybe can you tell us a little about some of the changes and things we can expect from the upcoming chapter?
So, how can I do this without spoiling too much? Uh,
I always ask
chapter
this one.
3 ends with them um, basically having access to this book. They don't know exactly what it is, what's in it. It's just basically their only lead at that point.
Hmm.
So, chapter 4 is going to basically be dug in the coal, analyzing what's in this book. You're going to get introduced to a new character through this book,
Mm.
which you've seen on our covers. I can even, since it's in the preview,
It's on the cover.
um, the new characters
Oh.
on the cover. Yeah, that's who that
Mm-hmm.
is.
Should we pull that
And
up here at some
it's in
point?
the we have preview pages that are up in our updates, and we also have it up on Global Comics right now. The first 6 pages of chapter 4. So you can
Yeah, that's
actually
cool.
see a little bit, at least get the name of who that is. And we cut it off right as Doug's diving into the book, so we're not spoiling it for you. But yeah, new character, whole new backstory. Um, it was some of my more, I think, ambitious writing. Kind of got out of my comfort zone and challenged myself. And
Really?
yeah, Drew was a big help too, helping me get into this character's head. But yeah, I think it's a really great continuation to the story, and I hope I get to share it sooner rather than later.
Oh, definitely, yes. And I'm seeing if there's a way we can bring one of those images up that you mentioned there. Trying to find one on your page. I think I've got one here.
Or you
But
could just go to Global Comics.
yeah, that's true. I don't have the well. There's actually a link on your page there as well. Let me grab that here. And Global Comics, of course, if those who don't know, is I believe a free platform, but there's also a paid version. I believe has free and paid versions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's right now for our campaign, everything is open for free. Like
Gotcha.
everything
Okay.
that I have put out for Wrath is currently free. Once the campaign closes, that's going to change, and it'll just be the first chapter.
I see. Well, but you to see chapter 4, you have to have a membership, I believe, correct?
No, it should be open.
Oh, really? It says it's locked for me.
Oh, we might have to fix that.
We may have found an issue, guys.
We might see. That thing is sometimes you gotta let me know these things.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I wonder if other people have an issue. Um, because I was able to go through I was checking out some of the other issues on Global Comics earlier to see how the experience was, and I was able to access those ones, I believe.
We'll fix that right here.
Getting it fixed live on the air.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the covers as always are really cool, and I think I believe all of the covers with the white backgrounds, those are all Drew's covers, correct?
Correct. That was something we had a different cover for the first launching of chapter
Mm-hmm.
1, but Drew came up with this great idea of let's have something uniform, trade dress for all
Mm-hmm.
the covers. And she was showing me some Soul Eater covers, and I also noticed that they're very similar with this, white background
True.
to what they do with Bleach, and I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's do that. I like this. And she does a great job. She doesn't like with my variants. I usually give the artist a prompt, but Drew does her own concepts and covers.
Mm, that's cool.
Just because she knows the scripts really well, so she basically knows what she's doing, and she seems to just keep getting better with every single one.
That's cool. Yeah, that's interesting that you said what you said the original Chapter 1 cover. I don't even necessarily recall now.
That was the top-down view of Doug riding his bike on that
Oh
shortcut with
yeah,
the little
yeah. I forgot
rage
about that
puppy
cover.
following in the shadow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that one ended up becoming essentially the variant for the first chapter, I guess, right?
It's a first printing variant. She
Okay.
also did a variant just
Hmm.
for that Kickstarter.
Nice. A lot of interesting covers that you guys have had. And is it unlocked for us now?
It should be unlocked
Let's take a
now.
look now. Nice. There we go. Let me share that up on the screen here. Glad I was able to find that for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna post something about that and be like, "Oh, my bad."
Yeah, go check it
you
out
can
again, guys.
you
It's
can go check
trust
it out
us.
now.
It's not a rickroll. It's a real thing. I love the cover, and this is really nice seeing it on the global comic screen here because you really do see the detail of it, and it's so cool. Like all the different pages, with the different. I guess I'm imagining are these photos or memories or something of that nature, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, and she, that's the one good thing. One of the great things is her knowing the script is those are all going to relate to what's inside.
That's
Um,
cool.
you might even see like a similar um,
Mhm.
panel that we did from chapter 1 there.
Yeah. I was just thinking that it reminds you a lot of the one from Doug's childhood memory. Um, but yeah, that's an interesting parallel there. Now, there's a stuffed animal there, not a bear. Interesting. What kind of animal is that? Can you tell us?
It's just a little doll.
Okay. Not as significant, perhaps, as the Rage
No, no,
Puppy.
no, no.
Okay. I'm reading too much into it. But yeah, this is a cool cover, and you get to see some of the red markings here on the burning pages. Like with it looks got the same scarring marking as the Rage Puppy.
Hmm.
Oops. And then this is, of course, we're going into the preview here, so probably should not show that if people haven't read the earlier issues. But it's up there. Go read it. In fact, I'll go ahead and post the link here so people can go check that out for the uh, main page. Let's see. But yes, the fourth issue is kind of diving into a lot of different things. Um, what was some of those? Were there anything in particular that you've kind of been excited to explore, or any kind of moments that you've been waiting for a while, or now that you're kind of getting a little bit further into the series?
Uh, so the biggest thing with this one is you're gonna see kind of the opposite path from what Doug is. Like Doug was lucky. He had some changes that positively influenced his life and development. And you're going to see someone who got trapped in the cycle. And that's one of the things I wanted to show with this series, is sometimes that extra help, the decisions made by other people can have a big impact on you. Um, Not to say that people can't change, you know, how they how these things affect them, but I just really wanted to show two different pathways, and we're gonna see how those two kind of collide and what the
Hmm.
ultimate outcome is gonna be, and that's basically the arc.
Interested. Two opposing viewpoints, you might say.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. That always leads to some really good clashes and some good tension and things like that. That's pretty cool. And of course, you're coming back with the same art team as usual, same
Yep.
creative team.
Yep, it's Drew and Emilio. I don't know if if you saw that post I made, but he's actually working on a project with Dynamite,
Whoa,
um,
that's cool.
Project Superpowers. He's
Dang.
he's the interior artist on that. So
Damn.
that was a funny story because I was walking through my local comic store, and I saw it on the shelf, and I didn't know it was his at the time, and I'm like, why does that artwork look
uh,
so familiar?
oh my god.
And then I got home and I was, checking up on him because it'd been a while because we were, working on chapter 4 for a while, and there it was on his timeline, and I'm like, that's why it looks so familiar. It was Emilio.
Hmm. Dude, that's
So I
wild,
was I
huh?
was excited for him, that someone is obviously recognizing his talent and putting it to use as well.
That's cool, man. And now you can say that you have an artist that has worked with Dynamite.
Yeah. Well, last thing is Emilio came in, with several comics under his belt. Like
Damn.
he'd been, working in the industry as an artist for a long time. So I
I didn't
was
know
very
that. That's
happy.
interesting.
Yeah, very happy to be working with him.
Wow. That's cool, man. I had no idea. That's kind of wild, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Like when he first approached me, he's like, "Yeah, I've done, like a couple comics in Poland and a few down in South America and a couple in the States." And I'm like, "All right, this is the veteran we needed on our team."
That's cool, man. Project Superpowers, you said it was called, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna check it out. Let's see if I can. Let's see if there's a collected edition coming out or something. Oh yeah, yeah. Looks like they've done a couple of them, maybe.
Yeah, I picked up the first two. They're in my read pile. I haven't gotten to them yet.
Okay, that's cool, man. Look at the newest one they've been doing is Project Superpowers Fractured States.
Yeah, I think that's the one he's doing with them.
Oh, okay, dude, that's awesome. That is really cool, man. Well, that's really exciting for him. I'll have to follow that. But as for the Wrath comic, I wanted to go ahead and bring up the Kickstarter campaign and share that onto the screen at this time and see what kind of cool perks we got to check out. Now we also have a video here. Would you like us to go ahead and play the video?
Sure, if you want to show off, I think one of our better videos.
They say time heals all wounds, but they never mention the scars it leaves. No matter how hard I try, the past seems to linger just below the surface. Waiting for something to pull it to the surface. Deep down, I'm terrified of what may happen if I lose control again.
Just in time for the spooky season.
Yeah.
That's creepy, man. Makes it look like a downright horror movie. I liked it.
Well,
That
I
was a
mean,
good trailer.
it really, I think, kind of brings you up to speed with at least the first chapter.
I think so. Well, and that's a good place to start. I think as long as you have that understanding, you're gonna go in a lot better for it. And kind of see where Doug's at now. But yeah, no, I think that's a great trailer, and of course, Miss Shalama doing the animation there as always, looking great.
Yeah, yeah, Mrs. H,
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. You can't say enough nice things about her. Like you really
Mm-hmm.
can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's very generous with her time to the community. And so here we have the campaign, Wrath Chapter 4, and of course, you guys can check this out on your own and read all about it. But we're gonna go through the different perks here and check out what's on offer, and that way you guys can see if there's anything that you want to check out or pick up. And I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch of different levels. So let's, without further ado, break it down and see what we got here.
Yeah, just before we start,
Sure.
we wanted to make this campaign as accessible to new people to the
Mm,
series, as well
okay.
as returning people to the series that may have missed an issue or two.
Okay. So then, and can you kind of tell us a little about how you guys try to make that more accessible?
Yeah, sure. So one of the things is we have not only a catch up digital tier, but also a catch up physical tier where you can get all four chapters in one go. And then we also added the previous chapters as add-ons. So you can basically go in and just add any chapters that you may have missed if you missed any of our previous campaigns.
Okay. So it gives you options to catch up and to mix and match and get exactly what you want there.
And then the other thing we did is we there's a link in here to the global comics where you can like we said earlier read all of our previously released stuff for free, so you can really try it out before you back.
Which I think that's probably the best way for people who, especially with the campaign winding down here. I think that definitely would be the easiest way for people to try and get a taste of it to see if it's something for their liking. And so yeah, definitely check out the global comics there. Um, but so without like I said, going forward here, uh, we have the pledging with a reward without a reward. So this would just be like a donation, of course. that's always kind of a standard that Kickstarter includes there. But we start then with a digital copy of Wrath. And this is a standard PDF copy, is that right?
Yeah, standard PDF copy. You know, we do this every campaign. For those of you, you know, we have some people that are international, and that's the easiest way for them to back and, you know, put it out there so they can keep up with the story.
Excellent. And then what do we got next?
So just the standard, you know, Wrath Chapter 4 physical, you know, again for previous backers so that they can add to their collection.
And how many pages are we looking at for this issue?
I think it's about 28.
Okay,
If you
nice.
do include all the other chapters, it's going to be over 120 pages.
For so that would be like is like a trade paperbacks worth almost, you could say.
Yeah, our trade paperback is we're shooting for all 6 chapters before we do that.
Oh wow. So in that case, that would be a 2-volume series, right?
No,
Ultimately.
we're thinking close to 200 pages. You can do that in a volume 1.
No, I meant for the whole series. Because I
No, like
recall you
all
saying 12. Oh, is it only 6? Did you guys set on 6 issues? Did I
yep,
have that
6
wrong?
issues. So
Oh, for some reason I
it'll
was thinking
be
12 issues. Okay.
yeah, no,
Oh,
6.
damn, really? Okay, so you guys are over halfway done at this point. I mean, you guys, this is over the halfway point. Yeah, that's really cool, man. Wow. So yeah, you would put all 6 of the whole series would fit in one graphic novel, essentially.
Yeah, that was our goal from the
Nice.
beginning. You know, and we just broke it up so it was, you know, easily manageable, easier goals to hit, and we could build our audience instead of just jumping in and saying, "Hey, I know you've never heard of me, but I need $10,000 to make this graphic novel."
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a little bit more of an ask that way, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a big, you know, like that's one of the things when I think I got right when I sat down and looked at this, and I was like, there's no way I can do that. It's not a reasonable request.
Mm.
So that's why we went down, you know, and broke it down into chapters and individual campaigns.
Okay, that makes actually a lot of sense. Yeah, make it more manageable that way. And so we got the uh, digital and physical that comes in that tier there. And then the next looks like a nice little catch-up bundle, perhaps.
Yeah, yeah, you can get all 4 chapters. Again, that's over 120 pages of story content for $12.
Damn, that's a good deal right there. You really can't beat that deal.
Well, I mean, there's some people, but it's you know, for how we do it, you know, that's the best we can do.
You know, and especially for a crowdfunder campaign, yeah. You know, like I think that's a pretty fair pricing on that.
Oh, and that's the other thing too is if you back physical, you're gonna get the digital as well. We don't
Okay.
you know, charge extra for that. It's included if you back physical.
No, that's nice too. Include that with every order, send every physical order. Now we need to get to the next one here. And what do we got on this?
So that is you know, for those familiar with our previous campaigns, we always have a, you know, campaign variant, a cover. Yeah, I see you scrolling down. Right there on the right. That is our campaign variant for Chapter 4 by Bay Navarro. She did an
Hmm.
awesome job, I think, with that.
Oh yeah.
Um, and yeah, this is your only chance to guaranteed get it. So
Yeah, because usually
definitely
these covers are not offered any other way other than through
N-
these campaigns.
correct. Like we've done 3 before, and we've never offered any of those
Mm-hmm.
variants again.
Exactly. So it's usually once, and it's a one-time chance, really, to get that. And the artist is that a new artist that you've not worked with before?
Yeah, yeah. Bay Navarro, she's done a lot of work for a lot of different people. I had her pegged as a colorist, but then I saw her win an art contest on another campaign,
Hmm.
and they ended up using that as a variant cover, and I was thoroughly impressed. So I was like, hey, why don't you do a variant cover for me, and we'll kind of use this as a test run to see, if you wanted to do some color work on another project for me. So
Interesting. Okay.
worked out well, and so she's done some color pages on another project for me now.
Very nice, man. And so that's something you got cooking and up
Oh
for the
yeah,
future.
that's it's announced.
Okay.
That's my Recluse project that I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing with Ironverse Comics.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I had heard about you doing Ironverse title.
So if you backed Jack Irons #4, you will get the fully colored first 5 pages as a digital preview, with Rosalind Summers doing the interior pages and Bane Navarro doing the colors.
That's gonna be cool too. And there's a fun little Jack Irons Rage Puppy uh, image done, I think, by Rosalind Summers.
Yep, that's actually a stretch goal on here. If we somehow get to 3,000, everyone will get a print, 8.5 by 11 print of that.
That's fun.
But yeah, I posted that today because Mrs. H had a thing with the Rage Puppy coffee mug next to a Jack Irons one, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
well, I've got that in art form too, so
Mm-hmm.
throw that up there.
It's funny. It made me think, oh man, is Jack Irons coming to the Wrath universe?
Not exactly, but there is a team up of sorts going on there.
They were quite the pair, I thought. I could see them being quite good friends.
That would be
Yeah.
that would be an interesting story to tell. Maybe one day.
Yeah, we'll get there one day, maybe. That's on the remix version or the chibi version, right? Wicked chibis.
Oh, I have a whole bunch of them. I don't know
Really?
if you see. Yeah, I've got just the Rage Puppy, but I've also got I think Doug, Nicole, Doug's Steigen version, and
How
then
do you pronounce that, by the way? I was calling him Stygian, but
yeah, I call him Steigen. Yeah,
it's like whatever you want, right? It's
yeah,
like whatever the reader
potato,
prefers.
potato.
If you want to say Constantine, go for it. If Constantine's your flavor, that's cool too.
Yeah, that's cool. No judgments. But yeah, we have that one, and then the red as well. And then I actually got Cactus Coyote done, Jack Irons, and my Recluse character as well.
Oh man, that's funny. You got a whole collection. You should like turn them into stickers and stick them on something, like a dresser or something.
I mean, that's something like we can look at later, definitely.
Right? That'd be
Um,
fun.
I gave the other ones to Cody, and I think you can see him when he does his streams, how he has
Oh
all the
really?
characters like around him.
Really? That's cute. Oh
And
man.
yeah, those are all Rosalind's work.
Oh, how fun. Rosalind's great. Yeah. Rosalind does great work. Rosalind did a variant cover for you too, didn't she?
Yeah, she did the chapter 2 as well.
Oh, okay, nice. Very nice.
Yeah, that one was a really cool cover that I really liked as well.
Yeah. You're the
And
one
then
came out nice.
Emilio did 3, and then Bay did #4.
Nice. And Drew did #1.
Yep, she did #1. So she's actually done technically 3 covers for #1.
Wow. That's wild. Yeah. #1 has the most covers as
Yep.
of this point. Yeah.
Yeah, with the 3.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, maybe I should. I think I have some of the first prints.
Really?
Maybe if we relaunch, I'll have some of those available.
That'd be cool. Are you doing signed editions again, I'm assuming?
So what I'm gonna do on this one, is in the backer survey. I'm going to have an option. Do you want your
Okay.
book signed?
Fair
Yes,
enough.
no,
Okay. Some
and
people might
then
not want to sign, I guess.
yeah, and then they get to pick and choose.
Okay. That's fair, man. Yeah, just gotta make sure people answer those surveys.
Yeah, that's one of the things I don't really care for with Kickstarter.
Really? Oh, you mean over Indiegogo?
Indiegogo, they just collect all the data when they pledge, and then you're good to go.
And Kickstarter, you have to collect it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably a symptom of the fact that Kickstarter doesn't charge until the campaign ends, and Indiegogo charges at the time of your pledge.
Which I like the Indiegogo method better.
Yeah, I think it's probably easier for most people to be able to say like, okay, I know I have the money now, as opposed to predicting ahead into the future. Some of us aren't so good at that.
Yeah, it gets earmarked for you basically, so
Yeah.
you know it's not there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
good
like
at
if you
least.
go to Indiegogo and you back, then it will
Yeah.
literally like mark it as spent. So then you know how much is in your account. Whereas like
That's interesting.
Kickstarter doesn't do anything like that until after the whole campaign's done, and then it'll just take it regardless of how much is in your account or not. So yeah, it can be problematic for the backers and for the
Yeah.
creator as well.
Now, have you, I know you've had Indiegogos in the past. If you have to, redo the campaign or for the next campaign, have you thoughts on whether you'll stick to Kickstarter or go to Indiegogo or how you'll approach that?
I've looked at it, and the sad fact of the matter is there seems to be issues over at Indiegogo right now with creators not getting their money. So I'm kind of hesitant
That's not
to
good.
kind of go back, even though I
Yeah.
like a lot of the features over there better.
Yeah, I wish they had like a comic-centric crowdfunding platform.
It's been tried, but it's
Really.
kind of hard because with crowdfunding, you kind of have to have a trusted third party that's gonna handle the money and make sure it goes out. So
Yeah, that's
like
difficult.
yeah.
Yeah. Not you can't just trust anybody with that kind of stuff, I guess.
hmm Yeah, it's a big ask. I know that there might be another one. I haven't looked too much into it. I think it's called Zoop. But yeah, haven't looked too much into that one.
Okay. Interesting. Well, getting back to the tiers here, I believe we were going over the variant cover one there. Um, and of course that comes with a standard digital copy. And then we got one with both covers. And so that
Yeah,
comes with a physical copy of the original, the standard cover, and then the variant cover as well.
yeah. So it's the Drew's cover, the standard cover, Bay Navarro's variant, and then you get a digital as well.
Nice. Ooh. What do we got here?
So this is the ketchup bundle we talked about, where you would get printed copies of all four, along with all four PDFs.
And so this is okay. So you get are these gonna be all standard covers then?
Yeah, all standard covers.
Okay.
So if you wanted to, like, let's say you got that tier, but you wanted that Bay Navarro variant, there is an add-on where you can add that to it.
Okay, so you could get the ketchup bundle and then add on the variant.
Correct.
Okay. And then we got the next one. This is Wrath Chapter 4 plus donation. What is this one about?
So this one is really cool. It's something that has kind of driven me to push hard to try and get this funded. What this is, and we opened it up towards the end of the Chapter 3 campaign because we were still kind of clearing the red tape on it. But what this is you will get both covers of Wrath Chapter 4 plus the PDF, and then we will donate 2 of each chapter to the youth that are currently being detained in my county's juvenile hall and boys ranch.
That's really cool. So that's kind of a nice way to give back to the community and spread some of the joy of reading there.
Yeah, it's something that given where I work is how I was able to make this happen. And talking to some of the people that work there, there's a lot of kids in there that struggle with or unable to read. And not only is this kind of a positive message for them, hopefully, but I also believe that comics are a great motivator for inexperienced readers, because the imagery tells a story, and it encourages you or motivates you to want to understand what's happening better.
Yeah, that's really cool. And of course, being able to develop those skills will help them forever in life, and those are really
Exactly.
good things to have.
A lot of them, come from some really rough backgrounds, and they don't, get a lot of things. So, this is something, I hope I can get into their hands, and they can leave with something that's, they can carry with them.
Something that they can keep, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's really cool, and it's not something that I've ever seen other campaigns doing. It's such a unique take on it.
Yeah, it was just something that I realized I could do something positive and different given my unique situation. And I worked and asked and followed up a lot to make it happen. I had to go into the chief of probation's office twice, which was a bit intimidating. But I also learned a lot of cool stuff too. Like when I donate these, they actually have to take the staples out of the
Really?
comics. Yep. Yeah, because if
Oh no.
they can use them for all sorts of interesting things. One of them's tattooing.
Maybe we
But
should come up with a rubber band version.
yeah, well, what they do is it's actually really neat. Is they take needle and thread, and they'll thread it through the
Oh,
holes and
really?
then tie it off,
Oh,
so that
that's
it's still
nice.
bound, but not with a staple.
Oh, that's cool. That's a new kind of binding. Instead of saddle stitch, it's no, it's literally it's stitched. It's saddle
Yeah,
stitched.
string and knot style,
Yeah.
or thread and knot. But yeah,
That's funny.
um, but yeah, that's I think we're at 6 backers now, so that puts us at 48 comics that'll
That's
be
really nice,
donated.
man.
If we
That's
can
really
get it
nice.
up to 10 backers, then that'll be 80 comics.
Nice, man. And that's a really good cause there. So please, everyone should check that out. And you get I mean, it's not like you also get a copy for yourself as well.
Hmm.
So, everybody wins. That's cool, man. Glad to see people taking advantage of that too.
Yeah, I'm happy with how many backers we have there so far, and
And there's still
um,
room left as well for more.
yeah, still room for more. I mean, I put it up to I think 120 if we could get 15 backers total.
Okay. And then the next one, of course, is one of my favorite tiers that usually is featured on your campaigns.
Yeah, I even said it's almost a tradition at this point.
Yeah, really.
This is the cameo tiers. Got to add a bunch of cool original characters or people in there. I remember Dan Say Chow is always. Here's my favorite page from Wrath Chapter 1, and it's the one with the panel with Adobe Kroger in it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, there's quite a few cameos in the Wrath books
Yeah,
from
So far
other
we've done a
characters.
pretty good job, and I like to give people that, and they're really popular. A lot of people like to add their own little piece and show it off. We actually got one of the probation officers that I was working with. He's got a cameo in chapter 3. And
Really?
the cool thing is I even got his name tape on there.
Oh man, that's great. That's pretty awesome, dude. Yeah, and we have a character in one of them. The mascot, the wicked mascot's in one of them, I believe,
I don't
right?
know what you're talking about.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Irons in chapter
Or
1 or
maybe I
2.
was thinking of Jack Irons, perhaps. Yeah.
I mean, there's Easter eggs that people may not have found in Wrath Chapter 1, but yeah, I know there's what you're talking about. There is one that you guys announced in Jack Irons, where he's
Mhm.
just kind of floating out there in the
Oh, is
street.
that what? That's the one that was. You're right. I was
Yeah.
thinking Jack Irons. You're right. Yeah, I was gonna say because where would the look? Because I was even thinking that one where he was floating, and then I was like, yeah, that's from Wrath, right? And I was like, but how does that make sense? Like, where would a floating lizard fit into Wrath? But yeah, that's fair. But you're right. There are wicked Easter eggs and other kind of Easter eggs, from what I understand, that people
There's
can
a bunch of them. I don't think anyone's found all of them yet, but I mean, like, there are clues.
I know a few, but I'd rather not spoil it for others looking for them, so
Yeah.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
I don't really know. I don't. The only ones I know for sure are a few. Like, I won't say I think they've been announced, but I could be wrong. But I think there's a few that I know. But yeah, not too many that I necessarily am aware of either. But yeah, the Easter eggs are fun, so yeah, go check those out. Another reason to go back and read them on Global Comics right now.
Yeah, like my dad is in chapter 1 somewhere.
That's a
Who
good
else
one.
is in? The Librarian is actually my paternal grandmother.
Oh wow, your family's all throughout the series apparently.
And it's something I'm gonna keep doing. As we do the series, I have fun with it. But I think
Yeah.
I posted the two images, like the original photo I gave Emilio, and then the comic book version of the Librarian.
Interesting. Now, it's interesting too is I'm looking back on some of the pages here on chapter 1. It looks like they're studying criminal justice.
Yes. And
Nice.
something I think people might have missed too is that Doug's mother is actually a deputy DA.
Really? Oh, that's interesting. Kind of
Yeah, there's an interesting backstory with Doug's mom that I hope to kind of flesh out at some point.
interesting. The intrigue thickens. But no, it's cool. I mean, of course, I study criminal justice, and so I can appreciate that. I think that's pretty cool. And so yeah, I mean those are the main tiers here, from high to low. There's a little bit of something for everybody there, honestly. And so yeah, go check out the comic guys and scroll through the rest of the images here.
Oh yeah, we could go over the add-ons too, like that right there, the little chibi rage puppy that Rosin Summers did. We actually have a magnet that you can add to
Oh,
any of your tiers.
that's an add-on. Okay,
Yeah, it's an add-on.
that's nice.
So anyone who wants one, you can go in. If you've already backed and you didn't see it, you can always, I believe, go back and add that. We've got a limited stock of them, so.
I like that. That's the magnets. I think that would look really cute as a magnet. That little chibi rage puppy there.
And then there's a nice little visual breakdown that Drew did for us. Shows all the add-ons and all the different tiers and what comes in it.
Very nice. And so we got some stretch goals here.
Yeah, so that Jack Irons print that we mentioned earlier, these are kind of far-reaching at this point, but that Jack Irons print, we'd love to give that to everyone. Just throw it in, for physical backers. And then something that Drew and I have been playing around with is some time doing a Wrath trading card. But that's definitely something you got to have some extra funds for.
Oh yeah. And but hey, you gotta shoot for the sky, right? Shoot for the stars.
Yeah, shoot for the stars. You never know what's going to happen.
And we've seen a lot of times where backers will come in and excuse me, last minute, and help a crowdfunding campaign make it, even when when it seems like it'll be a tough road to travel there. So we've definitely seen it before, man.
It's not a big gap,
No.
but it's still there, and I'll be posting and
Pushing.
doing what I can. I sent out an email this morning to all my previous backers, just reminding them like, hey, if you were thinking about it, now's the time, because we're almost out of it.
Yeah, that's true, man. It's been a hard fought battle, and I know you've been working real hard with your team on this too. And of course, speaking of the team, got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah,
Drew's
and you
Drew
guys
and
are on there
Amy.
too.
Oh, hey, look at that. And so is Comics Wellspring, our printer.
Yep, they do fantastic work.
Oh yeah.
And I love, if there's any issues whatsoever, they work with us to get it right.
Yes, exactly. We've had nothing but really good experiences with them. And then the risks and challenges portion, of course.
Yep, just we've done it through the pandemic. Stuff comes up and we keep our backers updated.
Excellent. Well, it's hard to believe that we're already on Wrath Chapter 4. Can you remember back to when you first started and you kind of first even just had this inkling of an idea of, hey, I might want to make a comic?
Yeah, it is kind of funny to think back and how we had that like chance work meeting, and then hey, I published comics. Hey, I had an idea for a comic.
Yeah, really.
And then I
Who
just
never
kind of got
met?
yeah, and then I got thrown into this kind of creator room with Cody and the Mythoverse guys, and all I had was like a script and Matt's concept of my Rage Puppy, and I'm like, hi guys, I have no idea what I'm doing, and they've been great.
That's funny. Yeah, it is wild, and we didn't even work in the same building,
Yeah,
so it's kind of incredible that we were both there at the same meeting and got to meet. So yeah, that is pretty cool. Nice, man. Well, yeah, the project is currently sitting at 52%, and we're down to the last 24 hours, guys. So we really need everybody to get all hands on deck here, and we're gonna need a lot to get it done, but it can be done. And so really just help if you guys spread the word, and if you're watching live or on the replay, just tell everybody, back the book if you can. There's a lot of really good tiers. The donation tier I think is really, really cool. The cameo tier is really, really cool. So yeah, please go check those out, and hopefully we can
and,
get this comic funded.
yeah, and we've got a history of finishing and delivering our product.
True. Yeah, I think you guys have been pretty good about getting everything out on time and updating, keeping people updated when
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
delays and.
we get as close to our date as possible, and we've missed it, but you're not gonna wait a long time to get your book.
And speaking of which, right now I believe it's scheduled for February.
Correct. Because
Okay.
we've got 6 pages done already, so that should give time for Emilio to finish and then get it printed and shipped out.
And as you mentioned, Emilio's he's a busy guy. He's got other projects and stuff. So
Yeah, but we got to get him paid and
yeah.
get the rest of this finished. But yeah.
And do you see? I mean, I imagine this is probably true, but do you kind of see Emilio being the one who carries this whole comic the way through to the end?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Unless he changes his mind or gets too busy. But yeah, I'd
Cool.
love to continue to work with him and finish the
I love
story
that
out.
consistency. That's nice. It's really nice when you can go with an artist for a whole story and see it to the conclusion with them. Yeah, I'm really excited to see where this next chapter of Doug's story kind of unfolds.
Yeah, and then I did keep Drew on for the other project as far as like concepts and everything else. She's not going to do as much script work on that one because I've got Cody and Dollar Coins doing the editing on those. So, but she's still doing all the concept art, which there's some really cool concepts on that one that I can't wait for Cody to show off when we're ready.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's gonna be cool, man. And yeah, as always, the art never ceases to fail to impress on this one.
And yeah, just again, if you haven't read Wrath, go over. There's a link right there in the Kickstarter page that'll take you straight to our Global Comics, where you can read it free until the end of our campaign, which will be tomorrow evening.
Right, and have you been able to go on any other streams and promote, start getting the
Oh,
word out and stuff? Or
I think this was probably the most I've done for a campaign so far.
really?
Yeah, I think I
Wow.
got close to 10.
Damn, that's wild, man. You've been
Yeah,
busy.
yeah. There was one week where I did one like every day for like 4 or 5 days.
Damn, that's wild, man. Well, yeah, I definitely can respect that hustle and that grind you've got there.
Yeah, and sometimes they're fruitful, sometimes they're not. I just I'm thankful that they give me the time to show up and talk about my work, and I like to have fun doing it.
Nice, very nice, man. And so I know you guys have got a plan, and you'll keep coming at it again and again to make sure you get this comic out. So, I
Yeah,
know you guys will get there.
yeah, we're just pushing through to the end, and then it's just a delay if we don't get it this time.
Hey,
Very nice.
to kind of hype up for the rest of the series, is there anything you can kind of hint towards coming towards the future to kind of get people a little excited for it?
So a lot of people, I think the question I get is the Rage Puppy done? Is he gone? Is he not in the series anymore? There is a plan for him to come back. He will be making a reappearance on the page, but I'm waiting for that moment to come.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. And what as we, I always kind of like to ask this question because I think it's a super important one to ask. What would you tell the people out there who are still considering backing your book, who are but have maybe not clicked that pledge button yet?
Basically, great story, great art. You don't have to take my word for it. I'm putting everything out there so you can see what you're getting. We have a history of delivering, of not taking a year or more to get you your stuff. And we've got a great donation tier if you want to donate to a good cause and get yourself some comic books as well.
Very nice, man. Well, I wish you all the luck with this last 24-hour stretch here. And I know you guys have a great product and you got all the heart in the right place with this one. So I'm really hoping you guys can get it to the final goal. If not, though, I know you'll be back again, and this isn't gonna be the last we see of you. So either way, I wish you luck with this, and really, you should be proud of all the work that you guys have done in the series so far.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that, and having me on, kind of last minute, impromptu, but yeah,
Yes.
always like sitting down and talking with you guys.
No, you're very welcome. You're always welcome to our stream here. So thank you for joining us as well. And I'm gonna put the link up on the screen. It's of course in the chat there, but there's a couple links out there. Global Comics, if you want to go check out, they have Wrath chapters 1 through 3 in full, and the first 7 pages of Wrath chapter 4, all available on Global Comics for free to read up until tomorrow night. So go check that out if you want to give it a preview and see if this is something that might be for you. And let me spoiler, it is for you. And then of course the Kickstarter page as well, and that's where you can go check out all the tiers, the donation tier, which is really cool, and all just the really cool things that they always offer there. So please check it out, guys. Read through the campaign, rewatch the video, and back the book. We really appreciate every one of you, and we will see you guys on a future stream. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.